Hello, welcome to my channel. Um, I hope this message finds you well. I wanted to talk about um, a very sensitive subject, I think, and I wanted to talk about it for a while, but I just wasn't sure how to bring it up. And well, today I spoke with another mother about it, and it just kind of really reinforced me to, talk about it. And what I want to talk about is basically co-parenting with a narcissistic parent. And this is something that I'm very aware of. Like I've experienced it. And I only offer a different perspective, a view of whatever the situation may be for you. I spoke to this other mother about my situation, and there's some similarities, but in essence, what it is just the energy of the narcissistic is just the same, anyways. So just apply this to how your situation may be. And in no way, I also am not saying to stop any legal actions or anything like that. You know what's best for your situation. I'm only offering a different perspective of the situation at hand. But what my experience looked like is just, you know, as a single mother, we tend to struggle, because there's only a single income coming in, home, and we have to feed our children, make sure that they're clothed and they have a roof over their heads, and just making sure that they're safe and they're good. And my thing was is like we had a legal action and get involved. The court system got involved in our situation, but the more I was so focused on that he put in his part, or that he be involved, or that he needs to do certain things for his children, the more I focused on it, the more I felt more anxiety. I felt anger. I felt all these heavy emotions. And the way the narcissistic people work as well is that they will try to create some type of drama, get attention on them, do something for you to give them your attention. And that's what they want. They want your attention. They want your energy. That's how they feed off of you. And you feel, while all the while you feel drained, you feel tired, because all your focus is going onto them and that situation. And you're just feeling so emotionally drained. And I see this now, like what this happened to me in my situation. I want to say about over 5 years ago, but I'm now having clarity of it more because of like other mothers coming into, my experience and my reality of, and they've talked to me about their experience of how, things have gone and out, what they've experienced. And it just makes sense to me more. It just confirms to me more. It's like the more I focus and try to force, that other parent to do something that they really didn't want to in the end, and that I know, I turned around, and now I'm saying now that I know that I have the full capability and capacity to be the full parent for my children to be able to provide. But I've been the one that's been providing for them, since the get-go. And but like I said, it's not going to be easy. I understand that. But like I said, I'm only offering you a different perspective of the situation, and to make you help you think in a higher perspective of how can turn this around, so you don't feel so emotionally drained and feel so many heavy emotions, and try to refocus on you, because in the end, this is about you. It's not about the other parent. And yes, it is, about your children as well, but your children need you to be at your best. And I know, like, being a single mother is very difficult mentally, but if you can change your perspective and see it as this is helping you to mold you and shape you to be a stronger, more resilient, a more emotionally just stable for yourself. And then you can, show that to them with your actions of how you react to just other people's, the parents' outburst, if it's possible. Because, your world, your outside world is a reflection of yourself. And I noticed that when I stopped giving my attention to the person that was causing all the drama and just being very doing things to get my attention, once I stopped caring and ignoring that person slowly saw, like, okay, I can't get their attention anymore. So, and they don't feed off me anymore. They don't suck me dry. I'm not feeling emotionally drained anymore. And another thing, when I stopped trying to force whatever situation was, that trying to force him to have a relationship with their children, or force that parent to pay for things, like I say, I understand it's difficult, but I felt like a sense of weight off me. And you have to really kind of just be very mentally strong for that, and understand that you're gonna have all this on you. But like I said, this is helping you and shaping you to have a stronger mentality, because it's all about your mental. And it's a hard and difficult situation, but changing your perspective of what how it looks like, and how this can possibly help you to be a better parent for your children, and help them understand their emotions better. Because my situation, that's what it did for me. It helped me understand myself better, in the way of just, instead of focusing on what was in front of me, I began to focus on me, on my self-care, on my mental health, what was best for me, and then also for my children. Because if I'm not okay, my children are not going to be okay. And like I said, this is, what's best in your situation, individually. But I've spoken to this other mother, and I told her, as soon as I just let go of the situation and I stop forcing something that is just out of my control, because I cannot force somebody else to do something that they should be doing. That's not in my control. So that's kind of like your ego is being triggered, and we don't know how to respond to that. We don't recognize it. That's why. But if you can at least see it, you cannot force somebody to do something that you think that they should be doing. It's out of your hands. And it's when we have to let go in a sense. And you let go how you think is best for you to let go. And I can tell you now, just I'm at peace because, the things that we went through, because I was forcing something that just needed to be let go. It was a lot, and it was for a while there. And I can tell you the resiliency and just the maturity, the character that, helped me build was is something else, because it's just, you don't expect to go through things like that. But we go through things like that to ultimately help and shape us to be a better person and better individual. It's not about those other people that, it's none of your business what that person emotionally, internally is going through, unless they're, affecting your children directly. And yes, I totally get that as well. I made sure that my children were safe. We were all safe. And in those situations, I really hope that, you stay safe. That's the most important thing. And this is why I just struggled to really put this video out, because I know there's so much sensitivity around this subject. But I just really wanted to put this out there, just to put a different perspective out there, to not just think of, your situation only physically, materially in your world, but also think about it spiritually. Like, what is your situation helping you at that time? I know there's so much. I juggled a lot of things mentally at the same time. And because you got to take care of your kids, you got to take care of yourself, you got to make sure that your home is being taken care of, your bills and all that's getting paid. I totally understand that. But if you are not mentally well, emotionally well, then everything else around you is going to be in chaos. And everything starts with you. Everything starts with you, okay? Because what you have in the inside will reflect back to you on the outside. And if you don't like how something in the outside looks like, then there's something that you have to change within. And just take baby steps. I know there's, people that are probably, struggling right now and trying to figure out how to begin, but take baby steps in the situation. I mean, I started with just doing a lot of self-reflection, asking myself a lot of questions, journaling, things like that. Definitely a lot of self-care as a mom, And it doesn't necessarily, you have to be a mom, but, dads go through similar things as well. But, definitely doing a lot of self-care, because we have to be there for ourselves. Who else at those times, we have to rely on ourselves. So we really have to take better care of ourselves in any way you can. The smallest things for yourselves, just, giving yourself massages if you can on your feet, taking baths, for sure. That relaxes your nervous system. It's like, that's something so important, is relaxing your nervous system. Because if you're on fight or flight constantly, just imagine how, you'll be reacting towards your children anytime, something happens with them, or how they behave. Their behavior is just, we don't want to be on constant, fight or flight. It also makes us sick to be like that as well. So you really just kind of have to refocus, shift your perspective, and if you can, try not to focus so much on your situation, how difficult it may be, because like I said, ultimately it's about you and your mentality. How are you handling this? What is your perspective of your situation at the time? Because the way you perceive your situation is how it might transpire. And you probably don't want um you know just keeping your thoughts positive. I know sometimes it's hard in those situations, I understand. But like I said, once I started not caring what that person would put in, I just not necessarily gave up, but I surrendered to that situation. I let it be, and I found a lot more peace now. And now it's just working on the self more and just maturing, growing, so I can teach my kids, something better for themselves as well. But I really do hope that there's a message here for you, and that this does help you in your situation of seeing things differently, in different perspective, in any situation that you might find yourself. But thank you for watching, and I hope this finds you well.